something.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Okay. The Archdiocese told me in my case that they didn't want his name released, Ricard O'Donovan, by no means, because he is deceased, and they were afraid that it would upset his family. I would like you to take a good look at this picture over here. That's me at 9 years old, as a child. As a child that was molested. Don't you think I'm upset over this? I was the one that was molested. Do I care about his family? Not really. Do I care about him? No. I wish he was alive today so I could see him face to face. Unfortunately, I can't. Thank you very much.
Robert, can I just ask you, how do you feel about the church basically not admitting the guilt? I mean, they did come to a settlement, but it's not an admission of guilt.
It's more than outrageous. It's more than, it's ludicrous. I mean, how can they not come forward? Look at all the victims. Is everybody lying? Come on. It's just ridiculous. I don't understand it. Nobody would understand it. I mean, I'm coming forward telling you about these parishes that he was in because I want people to know if they were in this parish and they were molested to come forward. They have a right to come forward for themselves. Did I answer your question?
Just one question.
Can you tell me when you came forward and what made you decide to come forward?
I came forward 2 years ago, and the reason I came forward later was because I had dealt with a lot of demons in my life. A lot of things happened to me as an adult because of this, and I won't go into it. I corrected those situations, became a better person, was able to deal with myself on a level where I could come forward and face this and get closure. The only way you're going to get closure and feel at peace with yourself is to come forward. Talk about it. Don't hold this in. The more you hold it in, the worse you're going to be. It's going to eat you alive. That's why I'm pleading to you to put this information out. It's important that people know what rectories and churches he was in his later years, up to the year 2000. It's very important to me. It's very important to the victims, because I know there are more victims out there. Thank you.
Mr. Perron, how do you spell your last name?
P-E-R-R-O-N. Robert Perron.
How old are you, sir?
57 years old. This happened 48 years ago.
Do you wish to say where you're from?
Originally, I'm from Brockton, Massachusetts.
Okay.
I lived actually 3 streets away from the rectory on Henry Street.
Did you ever consider telling a parent or anyone at that time?
When you're involved with a priest that's a pedophile, he coaxes you into telling you that you're not loved by your parents. My mother was divorced. She just got remarried. She was trying to have children. I was a latchkey kid. I grew up very fast. I was pulled into this and told.
Your mother wasn't Catholic?
My mother wasn't Catholic. She married a Catholic. She was Protestant. Okay, so I had really no religion before she remarried. I was pulled into this by him, coerced by him, and he told me that he loved me, not to tell anybody, that I wasn't loved at home, nobody loved me. I was a very lonely child. I was pushed aside, not intentionally, it just happened that way. Under circumstances, I don't blame anybody for that, of course not. But the circumstances were right, the priest was there, he knew it, and he took advantage of it. I mean, the audacity of a priest coming into the store where your mother worked and tried to basically take your kid away to molest him. That was his plan. He had the intention, he had the ability, and he had the opportunity. And he did it. How many other ones out there that he did it to? I don't know. Any other questions?
It was such a different time, too. I mean, telling somebody that a priest molested you, just like, who's going to believe you back then, right?
Well, she had just remarried to a French-Canadian I mean, his mother was from Canada, very religious woman, Delia Perron, bless her soul. She took me in as a grandchild, never asked any questions, lovely woman. Okay, never asked questions. I was adopted by my father. I have his name, my stepfather's name, I'm adopted.
You know, you say it's a different time, but it wasn't a different time for priests and the supervisors as priests back then.
No, but I mean, the ability for a victim, I think, to come forward and say.
Oh, it's difficult every day at any time for any victim. It's very difficult because it's a deep, dark, ugly secret where the victim feels unnecessary guilt, shame, and embarrassment. It's up to the adult. It's up to the supervisor of the adult to do something to prevent this from happening. It's all about prevention. It wasn't a different time in the 1960s and the 1970s. Sexual abuse was not. It was frowned upon back then, and it should be, and it should have been. But where were the priests? Where were these people who claimed to have been holier than thou? Where were their supervisors? Where was cardinal law? The evidence in the Gagan cases shows that cardinal law knew that Father John J. Gagan was a sexual abuser, yet he transferred him to another parish without warning parishioners. Why didn't he err on the side of caution? He knew that Father John J. Gagan was a sexual pedophile, but yet he transferred him to St. Julia's in Weston. He knew it, and that's the evidence I have in my office, and it is writing, and it's in writing, and I believe it's on bishopaccountability.org too. My list now totals 129 priests, religious order priests, archdiocesan priests, religious members of religious organizations that have credibly been found to have sexually molested children. I'm one person, one lawyer. 129 pedophiles associated with the Catholic Church. More than 1,000 victims are represented by me, have been represented by me. Ann, do you have anything else to say?
No, I think that about covers it. I will say, interestingly enough, yesterday the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops came out with an updated report on how many priests have been accused in the last year. And the net newly identified is around 160 or so in 2011. And it's remarkable that many priests, I mean, there are now over 6,000 accused priests acknowledged by the Catholic Church. They claim that they have heard reports, plausible or credible, against more than 6,000 accused priests. So it's sad, but it's not surprising that an attorney is still getting, fresh reports.
People are pouring in. It's not like I get a call every couple of weeks. Constantly. And I want them to call me. I want them to try to heal. But it's simply amazing. Excuse me. Simply amazing. Thank you for coming today.